everybody. This is the Ms. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead with a TeaBreak. Now, everybody who's been watching me for at least as long as we've had Gracie knows, yeah, don't look at my hair, knows that she is really, really hard on stuff. She's destroyed her bed she got for Christmas, not once, not twice, but 3 times. We got her a heavy-duty fabric duck from Cabela's, 5 minutes. We got her a squirrel at Christmas time, half a day. Now, 2 weeks ago, I went to PetSmart. Now, this is not a product placement, and this is not an endorsement for any company. This is just me telling you the best Tuff toy you can get for your dog. Now, I have tried everything, okay? And there's only 2 toys that Gracie really loves and has not destroyed. I bought this Kong for Frankie. And Gracie had a hold of it. Now, whoever invented a rubber inside a rubber toy is just, forget it. Don't ever do that again. This was Gracie with it for less than 5 minutes. Okay, so this is no good. I bought it for Frankie because Frankie's mouth is small. And out of all the toys we've gotten her, she's either destroyed them, she's chewed the squeakies out of them, she's ripped them apart. She's just... It's Papa. Hold on. Hey, baby. I'm doing a tea break. What's up?
I'm just returning your call. I just saw it. I've been pretty busy this morning.
Yeah, I guess you have. I'm taking Frankie to the vet tomorrow in Chelsea, and I'm taking Briar shopping. I'm just going to hit the Parkdale Market.
Right.
So if you want to stop and get all the dairy products that we usually get at...
I don't need cream. I still got like 3 of them.
Okay, but cream cheese, sour cream, milk.
Put it in a text because
I will do that. I'll text it to you. Okay, what time are you working until?
I'm not sure. Depends on what my next victim is.
Yeah. Okay, so if I'm not here when you get home, it's because Briar and I have gone shopping.
No problem.
Okay, I love you.
Love you too.
All right, bye-bye. I love him so much. Anyway, I forgot where I was. So a couple of weeks ago, I went to PetSmart because I wanted to get some quality treats because Gracie has dietary issues. And I went to the toy section and I got this, which was a no-go. But of all the toys that we've bought her, one of her favorite things was when she'd get a hold of one of Nan's empty water bottles and it would crunch. And she'd go crunch, crunch, crunch. She wouldn't chew it. She would just crunch it. And I found, and I can't find it right now because they've hidden it on me, a rubber bone with a rolled up section of water bottle in it. And whenever she goes on the bone, it crunches. So she doesn't chew it. She just crunches it. So that's an excellent toy, and there's no squeaky in it for her to chew out of. But this one takes the cake. This is made by... I've lost the tag, okay, folks? It has Chew Guard technology, and they show it right here on the tag, okay? They show that in here is this stuff. Under this. I don't know how they get it in here, and I don't know how they make it plush, but this is one of the most well-built dog toys I have ever seen. Gracie's had this maybe 2-3 weeks, and, well, Gracie and Frankie, because, trust me, this is the way it is, okay? This is the monkey, okay? But the legs and arms do this. They go through the body, which makes them really, really strong. But I've seen both dogs go like this. One's got one foot, one's got the other, and they are playing tug. And I have never seen anything withstand Gracie like this, eh, dear? It's been several weeks, and it usually only takes about 24 hours for them to destroy. But look at this. This thing is amazing. And yes, it's got a squeaky in the belly, a squeaky in every paw, and look at it. It's all, yeah, it's dirty. It's a dog toy. But look at this thing. It's going in the washing machine, but I tell you something, other than some strings that made the lines on the one paw that Frankie got her mouth on, that's the only damage to this. It is I believe it is Top Paws Tuff Toys. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But look for it in PetSmart because it's the only place I've seen it. Now, I paid $22.99 for this, Canadian. So, and it's $17.99 in the US. If you're going to invest in shots and surgeries and special diets, folks, hi. Invest in a toy that your dog is going to not just love, but share and not destroy. Tuff Toys with Chew Guard technology. PetSmart, that's where I got it. Okay, so what else is going on? I've got to go shopping. I'm picking Briar up. We're going to go to the Parkdale Market, and I'm going to get my tomatoes and stuff. I'm never planting tomatoes in a grow box again. I may never plant tomatoes again unless I just buy like a beefsteak tomato plant for slicing. It's just a waste of space. I did plant, when I pulled up my yellow beans, I did plant some kale, and they're coming up. So it's August. I may, at the end of September, have a nice harvest of kale for dehydrating. What else was I was talking about? Oh, the quilt. The quilt. Oh, you're going to laugh your butts off. I bought fabric for the backing because my nephew picked when I said what colors do you want? Now he must have known I was talking about a quilt because that's what I do for wedding gifts for my nephews and nieces, right? So he said earth tones, and then his mother told me their bedroom's black and white, mostly black and white. So what I did was I bought some black and white fabric to do the backing of the quilt. And then I'm going to border it in white so that the quilt itself is reversible because I did earth tones, which is what my nephew asked for. But I almost made a huge mistake. Whole lot of work for nothing, almost. I had this quilt ready to be 12 by 12 blocks. And that would have made them at 9 feet by 9 feet, like a king-size quilt. And I was 10 shy of having the 144 blocks when I remembered thinking, that's like 9 feet. How wide is my quilt frame? Like, how long is my longest quilt? So as soon as Papa come home, I said, Daddy, get your measuring tape and go measure the posts on the rails on my quilt frame. Sure enough, they're only 99 inches or something. So I almost made a huge quilt that I couldn't get on my quilt frame. So I have knocked it down to 10 by 12, which means it'll be long enough for their bed and wide enough for their bed. Probably not. I don't know if it's going to be 10 by 12 or 10 by 10. But that means I already have all the blocks done that I need. So I will be getting that assembled soon. I'm going to do a video on how I'm getting it assembled and what it looks like when it is assembled. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm sorry if my uploads are erratic, but I have 7 weeks to get this quilt top done on the frame and quilted and bound. The edges bound. And if anybody knows me, I mean, it's usually a 3-month job, and I've got less than 8 weeks to get it finished. So I'm going to be really busy. I'm also making pie filling. Now, normally I don't make pie filling because I have no way of getting clear gel around here. But some of you, including Serenity Wolf, a couple of you have sent me clear gel. And of course, Serenity Wolf brought me like 15 pounds of wild blueberries. So of course I'm going to make pie filling because it is easier to have pie filling if you can do it. But cornstarch itself doesn't work in pie filling for any length of time. It starts to break down and you get clumps of jelly stuff and clumps of liquidy, and it's just not. I did it once and swore I'd never make pie filling again because I couldn't use clear gel. Well, I have clear gel. So I'm going to be making pie filling because I'm telling you, it's so easy to whip a pie together for dessert. You do a rough crust or whatever, and you can make turnovers and bop, 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 and it's done. Rather than make the pie shell, because pies are a big deal. And one of the things I love about homemade pie filling is that you control the amount of sugar that you put in it. Okay. So I phoned my sister Gloria yesterday, Miss Moving On 04, and she shared how she cans, because I've only done it once and I wasn't happy with the results, but she gave me her 2 tried and true recipes for canning apple pie filling and blueberry pie filling. And I'm going to be doing that this weekend. Not the apple pie filling unless I can get an early crop of cooking apples at the farmer's market today. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm busier than a one-arm paper hanger or you get the picture. Not that anybody really hangs wallpaper anymore. So that's what's going on. And I have to get ready. I actually have some sewing to do, and I'm going to be setting up the tripod for that. I have some sewing to do, and then I have to pick up Briar and go to the farmer's market. It's going to be a very busy weekend. And yes, tomorrow Frankie's finally going to get her shots. I mean, I gave her diatomaceous earth when she first came home and when we first brought her home, and she's got no intestinal worms, but it's the other worms, the hookworms and all those other things that we've got to treat her for and get her first shots and stuff. I haven't decided. We're thinking of fixing her in the fall, but man, I'd love to breed her. And not because she's a purebred, but because she's not a purebred. Her nose is actually quite long. Her back is quite long, and her ears are quite long. And this is because her mom was 3/4 pug and 1/4 Yorkie, and her dad was French Bulldog Pug cross. So years ago, when I had Pepe Le Pew, I bred her, and it was hard on her. She had her babies in July, and she had 6 of them, and her nose, she always had a breathing problem because her nose was so far pushed in. But if I could find a male unfixed pug to breed with her, I think they would make perfect pug puppies with no bad breathing issues or anything like that. Because I got to tell you, folks, interbreeding has almost ruined purebred dogs. But when you get one like Frankie, who's got actually a nose, and that, she's got a longer back, which means she'd have a nice carriage for carrying puppies. It's tempting. It's really tempting. Let me know what you think. This is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead on quilting, quilt tops, Tuff toys, and whether or not to breed Frankie. Let me know what you think. Take care. God bless.